أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Lesson number 63, Surah An-Nisa, ayah number 105 to 122. إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ بِالْحَقِّ. Indeed, we have revealed to you, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the book. How? بِالْحَقِّ, in truth. إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ. Over here, أنزلنا is plural. Plural is being used for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? We know that Allah is wahid, ahad, la ilaha illahu. Then how come plural is being used? Why? This is plural of royalty, of ta'zeem, of azama. And in many different cultures, many times people refer to themselves as we, although they're referring to only themselves. But they say we. Why? Because sometimes it is a part of culture, and sometimes we is for the purpose of royalty. It is to show highness, it is to show greatness, azama of someone, that they are the supreme authority. And also, we is more formal. Because if you think of it in formal situations, in formal scenarios, then a person refers to himself as we. Like for instance, if you look at it, the queen, or how do they refer to themselves? We. But in normal conversations, I'm sure they use I. So why we? Because it's more formal. So, إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ بِالْحَقِّ. Indeed, we have revealed the book to you in truth. What does it mean by بِالْحَقِّ? For the right reason, and also with the truth, meaning containing the truth. Everything that the book has is al-haq. It is the truth. And ilayka, to you, the khitab, the address is to the Prophet ﷺ. So why have we revealed the book to you with the truth? لِتَحْكُمَ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ. So that you judge between people. Lam over here is of ta'leel, it is of reason. Meaning the reason behind sending the book to you, the reason behind sending the book with the truth, is so that you judge between the people. How? بِمَا أَرَاكَ اللَّهِ, according to what Allah shows you. أَرَاكَ. أَرَى يُرِي. إِرَاءَ is to show, to make someone see. From the root letters, Ra, Hamza, Ya. So, according to what we show you, this has been understood in several ways. First of all, بِمَا أَرَاكَ اللَّهِ means أَوْحَى إِلَيْكَ, according to what Allah has revealed to you. According to the truth that Allah has showed you, that Allah has made known to you. How? Through wahi. So basically, we have revealed the Quran to you in truth, so that you judge between people according to the truth that Allah has shown you, according to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed to you. Secondly, بِمَا أَرَاكَ اللَّهِ has been understood as according to what Allah shows you, meaning about the matters. So first of all, you're supposed to judge according to the Quran. And secondly, you're supposed to judge according to what you see, what you know for sure, what you have evidence for, not just what you have assumed or what somebody is telling you without any evidence. بِمَا أَرَاكَ اللَّهِ. وَلَا تَكُنْ, and do not be, لِلْخَائِنِينَ, for those people who deceive. So don't be for them a khasim, an advocate. Kha'inin is a plural of kha'in. And who is kha'in? One who does khiyana. What is khiyana? To be treacherous. Khiyana is to be treacherous, to betray someone, to appear to be what a person is not. Or when somebody gives something to you, what is khiyana? That you don't return it to them. You don't do what was expected of you, what you said you were going to do. So it is to play false, to be treacherous, to defraud, to betray someone. So the betrayers, the treacherous ones, don't be a khasim for them. Khasim is one who argues, because khasm is an argument. But what kind of an argument is khasm? In which a person defends his right, defends his claim. So for example, a person claims that this particular pen is mine. And there's an argument from that. So this argument is khasam. Why? Because this person is defending his right. He's making a claim and he's trying to defend it. So khasim is one who defends, one who advocates, one who argues for someone. So وَلَا تَكُنْ لِلْخَائِنِينَ خَصِيمًا. Do not be an advocate. Do not be one who disputes, one who argues on behalf of those people who cheat others. Who are the kha'ineen? Kha'ineen over here are the sinful, the guilty. Why? Because when a person commits a sin, when a person has done something wrong, what is he doing? Khiyana. With who? First of all, with himself. That a person should be true to himself. For example, if a person is lying, he knows what the reality is, but he is playing false, he is appearing to be what he is not, he is betraying himself. His heart is telling him, don't say that, you know it's not true. But what does he do? What does he do? He betrays himself. He doesn't listen to himself. He pretends as though there is no voice telling him from inside that don't lie. So kha'in is sinful. Why? Because he deceives himself and he also deceives others. Now this sin could be any type. It could be a lie, it could be cheating, it could be theft, it could be accusing someone. So those people who are like this, never defend them. Never argue on their behalf. So in this ayah we see that several things have been mentioned. First of all, إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ بِالْحَقِّ. We have revealed the book to you in truth. Why? لِتَحْكُمَ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ. So that you judge between people. How? Through the book. And how else? بِمَا أَرَاكَ اللَّهُ. According to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows you. So judge. Your judgment, your decision should be based on what you see. Not just what you assume. And those people who are treacherous, don't be an advocate for them. Don't defend them at all. In the previous ayat, emphasis was laid on dealing with the people on their zahir. That deal with people on their apparent. That's what we learned in the previous ayat. That when you go out in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then fatabayyanu. And if somebody says salam to you, then accept him as a believer. Don't say that, no, you're not a believer. No. Take the person at his zahir and deal with him with his zahir, the way he shows himself to you. And the Prophet ﷺ also did this. Why? Because he didn't know the unseen. If somebody said something to him, he would trust him. He would believe him. They wouldn't say that, no, you're lying because something else is in your heart and I can see through your heart. No. The Prophet ﷺ did not know the unseen. So whenever a dispute was brought to him, he would judge according to the apparent. Whenever a dispute was brought to him, he would judge according to what? The apparent, according to however the case was presented to him. And each time, the wahi was not revealed. For every single dispute, for every single issue, revelation was not sent. That, oh, this person is truthful, so yes, he is right, give the haqq to him. And this person is lying, so yes, he is going to be punished. No. Every time the wahi was not revealed. The Prophet ﷺ was given the book so that he would judge according to the book. And there is great wisdom in that. Because then, it wasn't just the people of that time who benefited, but also the people who came later on, they also benefit from the same rulings that have been given in the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so for each dispute, the wahi was not revealed, and if the decision of the Prophet ﷺ was correct, then it would be left as is, or sometimes the wahi would be sent confirming the decision of the Prophet ﷺ. And if his decision was incorrect, then in that case, wahi would be sent correcting his decision. For example, we learn about a woman who came to the Prophet ﷺ and complained to him about her husband. She said that my husband hit me. So what did he say? Hit him back. Adl, justice. That's what he told her. But then wahi was sent down that no, she's not going to hit him back. Why? Because if she doesn't, she's going to get 2 more. So if the decision of the Prophet ﷺ was correct, it would be left as is, or it would be confirmed by the wahi. But if it was incorrect, why was it incorrect? Because the Prophet ﷺ, he didn't know the unseen. He would judge on the zahir. He would judge according to the Quran, according to what he knew. And this shows to us that he was also a human being. The Prophet ﷺ said, this is a hadith recorded in Abu Dawood, that those matters about which revelation has not come to me, I give a decision based on my opinion. I give a decision based on my opinion. So if what he decided was correct, it was confirmed. If it wasn't, it was corrected. The Prophet ﷺ also said, verily, I am only a human, and I judge based on what I hear. بِمَا أَرَاكَ اللَّهِ. Whatever I hear, whatever I see, I make a judgment based on that. Some of you might be more eloquent in presenting his case than others, so that I judge in his favor. It's possible that someone is very eloquent and he defends himself very strongly, and the Prophet ﷺ, being a human being, he thinks that he is correct, and he makes a judgment in his favor. If I judge in one's favor concerning the right of another Muslim, then it is a piece of fire. So let one take it or leave it. It's up to you whether you want to take it or leave it. So sometimes people go to the judge and they present their case very strongly, although they are wrong. And if they win, what do we learn? It is a piece of fire. So it's up to you whether you want to keep it or you don't want to keep it. We learned that these ayat that inshallah we will learn today, they were revealed concerning a particular story, a particular incident that occurred. And that was the case of Tu'ma ibn Ubayriq. Tu'ma, Ta, Ain, Mim, Ta marbuta. Tu'ma ibn Ubayriq. And he belonged to the tribe of Banu Zafar. Who were Banu Zafar? They were of the tribes of the Ansar. This person committed theft. It is said that he stole some wheat and also chainmail. And what he did was that after stealing these two objects, he didn't take them home, but rather he deposited them as an amana with a Jew. So he went to a Jew, he went to a Jewish person's house, a Jewish man's house, and he said, can you keep this as an amana for me? I'll come back and take it from you. And he didn't realize that the bag of wheat that he had stolen, it had a hole. So as he was taking the bag, there was a trail being left behind him. So what happened? The owner, when he saw that his goods were stolen, he followed the trail, and where did he end up? In the house of the Jew. And he accused the Jewish man of having stolen his property. And the Jewish man, obviously, he denied, and he said that no, Tu'ma is the one who brought this to me. This is just an amana with me. And when Tu'ma was asked, he completely denied. And his tribe came and defended him. So, this case was taken to the Prophet ﷺ. And Tu'ma and his tribe, they said, look, he is a Jew. He is a Jew. He's not a Muslim. We are Muslim. Tu'ma didn't commit any theft. It was actually the Jewish man who committed theft. And it is said that Banu Zafar, they were very eloquent. Very eloquent. They presented their case very strongly before the Prophet ﷺ. And the Prophet ﷺ was about to make a decision in the favor of Tu'ma. Why? Because of the way that the case was presented to him. So then these ayat were revealed. He hadn't made a decision yet, but he was about to. He had intended to. So these ayat were revealed, that we have revealed the book to you in truth. Why? So that you judge between people, between their disputes. So how should you judge? According to the Quran. And you should judge according to بِمَا أَرَاكَ اللَّهِ, according to what you see, meaning what you know for sure. Not just what somebody is telling you. Not just what somebody is telling you. And for someone who is treacherous, never be a defendant for him. Never be an advocate for him. So who are the kha'ineen over here referring to in the context? Tu'ma and his people. So what do we learn from this ayah? First of all, we learn about the justice of our deen. That despite the fact that the Muslim was at fault, the Jewish man, he was not accused. What do we think? That if it's a Muslim, no matter what he does, still support him. No matter what he does. And if there's a non-Muslim, you can blame him, you can accuse him, go ahead, do that. He's a non-Muslim anyway. What's the big deal? No, it is a big deal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls those people who were blaming a Jewish man who was innocent. What does He call them? Kha'ineen. These people are treacherous. So first of all, we learn about the justice of our deen. That we have to support the truth. And we have to oppose the false. Even if the one on the truth is a non-Muslim, and the one on falsehood is our own Muslim brother or sister. Secondly, we learn from this ayah that the hakim, the judge, he should judge according to the Quran and Sunnah, according to revelation, according to the teachings of our deen. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran not just so that we recite it, not just so that we recite it and take protection, treat it as a book of barakah. No. He revealed the book لِتَحْكُمَ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ. This is a book that He sent so that you use it. What's the point of having the book and putting it up on the shelf? No. Use the book. So a hakim, a judge, he must make his judgments according to the Quran and Sunnah. We also learn from this ayah that the hakim, he should judge according to what he sees, according to what he has found out, according to what he has learnt, according to what he knows for sure, and not what he doesn't have evidence for. The hakim, how should he judge? بِمَا أَرَاكَ اللَّهِ. Meaning whatever a person sees, whatever he knows for sure. If there is an evidence, if there is some witness, then you take it. And if there is no witness, then don't assume. We also learn from this ayah that a person should not speak for or against something. A person should not speak for or against something. A person should not affirm something or negate something except after knowledge. Because the Prophet ﷺ, he was about to make a decision in favor of tu'mah. He was about to. He hadn't actually made the decision. But these ayat were revealed immediately. Why? Because he had made the intention. So even that is not acceptable. That if you don't have sure knowledge, then don't affirm, don't deny. Don't accept, don't reject. Wait until you can ascertain. Wait until you can ascertain. Don't be hasty in passing a judgment. So if the Prophet ﷺ is being stopped from ever doing something like this, what about us? Without knowledge we speak, we pass judgments. Whether it is about people or it is an issue about the deen, we've learned only 4 words, only 5 juz, and we think that we have become the greatest muftis. We also learn from this ayah that the hakim, he should not side with the criminals. Meaning if someone is guilty, and you know for sure that they're guilty, you know that they've done something wrong, they are the ones at fault, don't support them. What does it show? That a lawyer, he cannot take up a case in which he knows that his client is guilty. It is not permissible. And the earning through that money is also not halal. The earning through that case, if he wins, is not halal for him. Why? Because he is defending who? Kha'in. The Prophet ﷺ is prohibited over here. La takun. This is a prohibition. La takun lil kha'inina khasima. Those people who are kha'in, don't be a defendant for them. This is prohibited. So if a person knows for sure that his client is guilty, he is a criminal, then he should not take up his case in order to defend him, no matter how much money he can make. Because the Prophet ﷺ was forbidden from this, and after him, everybody else is also forbidden. Similarly, we also learn that if a person's own friend, a person's own relative has done something wrong, then don't support them just because they are your friend, just because they are your relative. Because Allah says clearly over here that don't support the treacherous. No matter who they are. Even if they're a Muslim. Even if they're your blood relatives. Even if they're your best friends. If they've done something wrong, don't defend them. Why? We learned earlier that مَن يَشْفَعْ شَفَاعَةً سَيِّئَةً يَكُنْ لَهُ كِفْلٌ مِنْهَا. Whoever does a shafa'ah of evil, meaning whoever supports someone in evil, intercedes for evil, then he will have a share of it. So this is the same thing. If somebody has done something wrong and you're fully aware of it, don't defend them. Why do we defend these people? Sometimes it is money, in the case of lawyers. Sometimes it is our friendship. For example, we know that a friend of ours is clearly cheating in the test. That's khiyana. If it's not khiyana, tell me what it is. Similarly, we know for sure that a friend of ours has not done the assignment and she wants my assignment to just copy it off. So if you become a khasim for them, if you defend them, if you support them, then what is this? a person is going against the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَا تَكُنْ لِلْخَائِنِينَ خَصِيمًا. Never ever support those people who are treacherous. Why? Because اِعْدِلُوا هُوَ أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَى. Be just, that is nearer to righteousness. Surah Al-Ma'idah, ayah number 8. وَاسْتَغْفِرِ اللَّهِ. And seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. Indeed, Allah is forgiving and He is also merciful. The Prophet ﷺ is being commanded over here to seek forgiveness. For who? For yourself. For what? For what you intended to support the wrongdoer without tabayyun, without clarification. He had just intended to make a decision in the favor of the deceitful, of the guilty. And that was without knowledge. But still he is being told, seek forgiveness. Isn't it that a person, if he makes a mistake, because of lack of knowledge, he is forgiven? Yes. But still, it is something incorrect. So, وَاسْتَغْفِرِ اللَّهِ, for yourself, for what you intended to support the wrongdoer without any tabayyun. Secondly, it is said that وَاسْتَغْفِرِ اللَّهِ, seek forgiveness from Allah. For who? For the tribe of Banu Zafar. Because they, what did they do? They defended a criminal. Although they knew that he was wrong, but still they defended him. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. Indeed, Allah is forgiving and He is merciful. We learned that the Prophet ﷺ, his faults, his sins, his mistakes were all forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Surah Al-Fath, ayah number 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed that لِيَغْفِرَ لَكَ اللَّهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِن ذَنْبِكَ وَمَا تَأَخَّرَ. That Allah may forgive for you what preceded of your sin and what will follow. So why is he being told to seek forgiveness for himself? Why? Why is he being told to seek forgiveness for himself? His sins were forgiven. To set an example. Because the Prophet ﷺ was a role model. He was a role model. So if he just intended to do something wrong, intended to make an incorrect decision, which was because of lack of knowledge, if he is being told to seek forgiveness for that, then what about us? Secondly, the Prophet ﷺ did not do anything wrong yet. He did not do anything wrong yet. But the thought of making a wrong decision does not befit him. Just the thought of making an incorrect decision, it does not befit him. Therefore, for that reason, seek forgiveness. It is said that Hasanatul Abrar, Sayyi'atul Muqarrabin. That the Hasanat of Abrar. Hasanat are what? Good deeds. Of Abrar, righteous people. So, what is very good for a righteous person is like a Sayyi'ah, is like something bad for someone who is muqarrab, someone who is closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the higher your level is, the excellent you have to be. The higher your level is, the excellent you have to be. And if it's something that may be okay, still it doesn't suit you. So yes, the Prophet ﷺ had not yet given the verdict, but because he had intended to, still, it did not befit him. Therefore, seek forgiveness. وَاسْتَغْفِرِ اللَّهِ. Now, what does this ayah teach us? That in the position of leadership, a person can make many mistakes. Because you don't know what's happening in reality. People come to you, they present their cases to you, you make a judgment, and later on you find out that what you decided was incorrect. Somebody comes to you presenting their problem, you advise them, and later on you find out that they themselves did that wrong action. Similarly, if there's a lawyer, he takes a case, and he thinks that, or the way that it is presented to him is that his client is not guilty. And later on he finds out that his client is actually guilty. So in that case, what should a person do? Seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Especially in the case of leadership. If a person is a leader in any way, in any respect, as a mother, as a parent, as an in charge, in any way, he should seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because we don't know where we made a mistake. We don't know where we were unjust. We don't know where we supported the kha'ineen because of our lack of knowledge.